I wasn't actually interested in purchasing Skinwalker Ranch, and it really wasn't even on my radar at all back in 2015 when I was approached by some consulting scientists that had worked on another project that happened to be the trusted science advisors to Robert Bigelow, the aerospace billionaire out of Las Vegas who previously owned the property. They reached out with the opportunity to uh, make an introduction, to have me meet Mr. Bigelow and the opportunity to potentially purchase the property. I was intrigued. I was skeptical, and it told them that even though I had heard about the ranch and had read a bit in years past, I really didn't think that there was anything real going on there. In fact, at the time, I was a skeptic. I'd never seen a UFO, a ghost, orb, or anything of the sort, and it had become, you know, pretty skeptical of these topics. And so I was, uh, of course, very intrigued by the opportunity to meet with an individual that had uh, great success in commercial real estate. He was the developer of the Budget Suites of America extended hotel chain and had transitioned into the space race. It acquired the Space Habitats program from NASA and had been positioning with NASA and others like Elon Musk, SpaceX, to be the real estate developer of space and take his inflatable space program forward. So the ranch had become something kind of more in his rear view mirror, even though it had been part of a Pentagon funded black budget program for a number of years. His gaze and focus had turned toward his space related activities. And this was an opportunity that these consulting scientists saw as potentially passing the torch. They saw me as someone who could purchase the property and be a successor at a time where Mr. Bigelow had changed focus. So with that, I flew into Las Vegas and met with him. We became fast friends. I expressed my skepticism, but we in essence struck a deal and turned it over to our attorneys, and the rest is history. I closed on the property on right around April 1st, April Fool's Day of 2016, and and proceeded to bring in my own team with the intent to identify really the natural prosaic explanation associated with what had happened on the property and the surrounding area, truly believing that it was nothing more than the product of groupthink and a lot of superstition. And so I proceeded to make moves to study the property. And it wasn't until about 6 months after acquiring the property that I had my own experience. I was flying in and touring the property and meeting with my people on a monthly basis, never feeling or having any type of strange experience. It's a strikingly beautiful backdrop. You have that Red Rock Mesa Plateau that runs the expanse of the property with cave systems. You have several old pioneer homesteads that are scattered across the property that add a kind of a haunting, very curious backdrop to the property. And then you have water. You have these waterways that snake through the property. And I was really taken aback by how beautiful and diverse that landscape was. And then the world changed for me after 6 months. And on one fateful day, I had my own experience or experiences that shifted me from being a skeptic to not a believer, but an experiencer. And I doubled down and proceeded to allocate the money, the time, resource, and personnel to document the reality of what is happening at Skinwalker Ranch and understand the nature of it. So that's what brings us here today. I mean, there was no intent to have any docu-series effort on television. None of my team had been on television. I'd never had any desire to be part of any type of televised effort. I, focused my entire career since 1991 on commercial real estate, leading the largest commercial real estate firm in the region, and I grew Coldwell Banker Commercial Advisors to be the largest, or not the largest, but the fastest growing privately held firm at the time, over the mid 2010s, before merging with Colliers International, and partnering with them. But this is a really uh, unconventional and unexpected twist to my life.